everybody. We made it to Sunday. It has been a very kind of stressful, 48 hours. In a good way. So, baby shower was yesterday. And in my opinion, everything went fine. Great. Just setup was stressful, and I'm not a planner. I can come up with the ideas, no problem, but when you want me to execute them, I cannot. It's not something I can do. So that was kind of my biggest downfall, I guess. But I do think everything was okay. Friday was probably the most stressful. Just making sure that everything was at the place and set up. And yeah, it's hot, so I got my... We're just gonna fan myself and just make it all better. But we got set up Friday, and Friday morning, my mom and I had just been going back and forth about, because I had said, okay, well, after work, we're just gonna take everything, we're taking everything to this place, setting up, and the more stuff we can take tonight, that's less we have to worry about tomorrow. You'd swear I asked to rob a bank. She kind of fought me on it, and she's, nope, I don't want to take the presents because I still have to wrap them. I'm like, well, why can't we just wrap everything there? I mean, the more stuff that's there, the less we have to worry about tomorrow morning, because this thing started at 10. Well, we'll get there. I'm not complaining about any of this, by the way. I'm just running down, and I'm actually proud of myself for not having a full-on kind of meltdown. I maybe did. I'm probably asking the wrong girl. Somebody would probably tell me, yeah, you kind of effed up. But so Friday morning, because we were kind of worried about chairs, because we didn't get a whole lot of RSVPs. So it was kind of like, oh, well, we don't know who really all is coming. And we knew maybe, I think my mom said 12 people weren't coming, which, okay. And I didn't know how many invitations were sent out. She did all that. So we're trying to math. And so it started out, she goes, okay, the place has 18 chairs and I have 6. So that makes 24 chairs. And I said, okay, well, I have 1 at home. And she goes, okay, so 24, 27. And I'm like, hold up, rewind. How are we going from 24 chairs plus 1 to get 27? And so that was my whole thing on Friday. I was like, oh, so mom thinks that 24 plus 1 is 27. I thought it was funny. Well, then a coworker let us so graciously use, I think she had 8 chairs. So she let us use 8. So that put us up to 32? Something like that. I don't math, guys. And then Megan's mom let us borrow 3. So that put us up to 35, what have you. And it was just fine. Worked just fine. 35 chairs was plenty. I'm not very good at just winging things. Well, I am, but when it comes to things like this, because how much stuff do I have to get? How much do I have to make? And is there gonna be enough? I don't want to run out, and then I was just kind of panicky, but we did okay. So after work, we went to the store, picked up some additional things for tables, table covers and a few extra decorations and utensils and whatever. And we went after that and picked up a fruit and veggie tray, which that shit is expensive. Like, no wonder America is obese, because it costs so much money to get healthy foods. But I was just excited because there was a whole bunch of veggies left, and I was like, if I get to take anything home, I want it to be veggies. So that's what I had for supper last night. That's what I had for lunch today. Just veggies. And I'm so good with that. So we did that, and then we went to my mom's house, my parents' house, and picked up, because I had told her in the middle of the day at work, I was like, I don't care what you say, that when we get to your house, I'm getting everything that's at the house, and it's coming with us. Like, you can be mad all you want that I'm not listening to you, but you can thank me later, because it's going to make it so much easier. And she kind of, okay, whatever. I'm like, all right, well, this is just, I'm a very all or nothing, like, not all or I am an all or nothing person, but I'm not very good at thinking in the moment. So I'm thinking like 5, 6, 7 steps ahead. And my mom does very much think in the moment and not all these steps ahead, which is fine. It's different personality types. I get frustrated when, like, I can foresee something happening and then nobody wants to kind of go with me on that, and then it happens, and I knew this was going to happen. So I was like, we're just trust me on this one. We're taking everything tonight and we can do what we need to do. So we did that, and then we get to the place, and we needed some, like, water, because I didn't have water there, so I'd asked Jake to bring some, and then the little, like, the thing we hung up for Megan to take pictures in front of, I forgot, it was kind of canvasy, and I was like, tape is not gonna hold this up. So I was like, okay, you guys have to bring water. Do you have, like, thumbtacks you can bring also, just so we can tack this up? So Megan had those also, so she brought those. And so we get there, and my mom starts to go decorating, and I was like, okay, hold up. If Jake and Megan are coming here, we should wrap the gifts that we have here. Most of what I had, Megan had was either with me when I bought, or I had showed her already. And because I bought a lot of stuff, like, way early. So I did that. We did that. Well, okay, my mom did. Wrapped hers. And I was wrapping mine when they got there. I had 3 things to wrap. And I wrapped 1 to my mom's 4. I hate wrapping gifts. I either cut too much paper, not enough paper, and then I have to kind of, like, MacGyver something together, and it's annoying to me. I don't like it. Let me just put something in a bag, and yeah, see, Jeb's out on that too. He knows what's up. So she wraps all that, and then, so they get there while I'm still sitting on the floor trying to wrap stuff, but it was in boxes. So, I mean, you couldn't really see what they were. But I had kind of asked my brother if he would come and help, like, blow up balloons, because we did, like, a balloon arch thing that my mom strung together, which she's trying to explain this to me Friday morning, and I was like, I don't know what you're saying. I don't understand. There's a Jeb butt. There's a Jebby butt. And so I was like, okay, well, you do whatever. So I had intended to help my brother blow up balloons. I spent most of my time wrapping because I hate it so much. So I was like, all right, I have to get this done. And it's not like I was doing it slow on purpose because I didn't want to help him blow up balloons, which, after listening to him complain the entire time, because he did, oh, my hands hurt. Oh, my mouth tastes like latex. Oh, look at how dry my hands are. I have old man hands. It's like, it's like, okay, yeah, I should be helping because I can't with this right now. But he did it. So kudos to you, bro. So they get all that done. Well, then Jake's hangry. And because he had also worked a 12-hour shift before he came in, was helping. I don't know why I air quoted, because he did blow up all the balloons. But I put Megan in charge of counting up the gummy bears because her very first ultrasound that she sent us a picture of, baby looked like a little gummy bear. So I was just like, oh, she's a little gummy bear. She's so cute. Frick, I dropped my fan, guys. I gotta hurry up. Okay, so I did one of the games was like, guess how many gummy bears in the jar or whatever. Well, I found this cute little like candy jar thing at the Dollar Tree. And so my mom bought the bag of gummy bears and Megan was sitting there and I was like, okay, Megan, you can count out the gummy bears. And I bring her like a stack of little Post-its and I was like, if you need to, because mom brain is a big thing. Hey, there's a Jebby. There's a Jebbers. Sissy must be being mean to him. So I was like, Megan, count these out. I don't care what you want to count to. So, and then Jake goes, you should put 419 of them in there. And she kind of looks at him like, why 419? And I'm sitting on the floor and I'm like, isn't that like when you guys first started like dating or whatever? And I kind of get this look, and he looks at Megan, he's like, that's when we were Facebook official. And I was like, oh, see, I was kind of close. So, she counted out to 419, and she would write down, like, when she'd get to a number, and we're okay. And then, of course, my mom's talking to her while she's trying to count, and I'm like, oh, this has got to be, like, super, because I can't count when people talk to me, so I can't imagine trying to count when people are talking to you and you have mom brain. But whatever. She did a great job. She did it. She got to her 419 and then she got to snack on the bag. It's fine. So then, of course, Jake's real hangry after that. So Megan ordered pizza while Jake continued to blow up balloons. I continued to wrap and Mom continued to string these balloons up. So then, while we're waiting for pizza, Jake and I go and get water because we did lemonade, a pink and regular. So I was like, well, I know Casey's has like gallons of water. So we went, and of course they didn't. They had like the 3 liters. So I was like, well, let's just take what they have here. They had 5 bottles. So Jake and I walk up to the counter with like the 5 3-liter bottles and like, we'll take all this. So we get everything, we go back and get the waters cold and put them in the fridge, and then they get the arch all strung up and tables pulled out, table covers on, get most of it kind of put up, and like all the banners and signs hanging and what have you. And I mean, I liked it. It looked really nice. And so I was like, okay, well, we can do finishing stuff tomorrow because it was already 9:30. And Mom and I still had to go and prep up food stuff because we did like the pickle wheels, pickle roll-ups, pinwheels, and then my grandma would always make caramel rolls, sticky buns, like kind of monkey bread pull apart. And so I cut up all the bread for that. And then my mom did a French toast bake. And that needed to sit overnight. So I was like, well, I'll just cut up the bread because that takes the longest. So I cut up the bread. And she started the pickle rolls. Well, then she did her French toast bake. And then when she's done that, then she started the pickle rolls. Well, then I diced up everything for the other pinwheels. And I believe I left my mom's at midnight, I want to say. And she was still rolling pinwheels. And because I wanted to go home and I was going to take a shower. So I came home, took a shower. And I got in bed and it's like 1:45. And then both cats are like, no, Mom, I want to sleep by you. Mom, I'm going to sleep by you. So I was like, okay, yep, you can stay here. That's fine. Well, then they legit fought, and Nellie ran Jeb off the bed. Okay, I need to quit playing with things. I didn't take my meds this morning, can you tell? So, Nellie runs Jeb off the bed. So, I'm pretty sure it was like 2:30 by the time I finally fell asleep. My alarm went off at 6 to go back over to my mom's to finish cooking and baking everything and get the car loaded, because we had planned that we wanted to be there by like 8:30. The thing started at 10, so we'd have time to, get everything set up, the rest of the rest of the food and stuff set up, and any extra decorations, get the party favors put on the tables, and all that jazz. We didn't end up getting there until like 9:20, 9:30, and like my mom and I had both said like, wow, I thought we would be here much earlier, that this all wouldn't take so long. And I kind of figured it would, because we were baking so much, and it's only so big of an oven, and I think we had like 5 pans of stuff to cook, so you can only cook 2 at a time. So it was, again, everything went fine, and it was great. It was just kind of getting down to the wire where you're like, oh my gosh. And then my mom had made the comment like, oh, well, nobody really shows up at 10 o'clock. Like, it'll be okay. Yeah, Ma, I don't think anybody showed up at 10 o'clock, because there was a lot of people there already by like 9:30, 9:45. And I'm like, we're trying to get stuff set up. But Megan's family was so amazing and helping finish setting up, and it was great. So then we get everything finally set up. People come in, and it went swimmingly. Jake and Megan went through, and of course they greeted everybody. They greeted people, and then they started out food line. So we kind of let people eat, and then we did games, and I didn't get a whole lot of anything picture-wise, video-wise from the shower. I really wanted to. I kind of had this big, not like a big plan, but I had this kind of layout in my head on how what I wanted to do. And just with how everything went, it didn't happen that way. But it's okay. Being in the moment was much better anyways. And the people that were there, I hope, enjoyed themselves. I hope Jake and Megan enjoyed themselves. And then, so we did the games. Megan opened gifts. And after they opened gifts, Jake goes, oh, well, thanks, everybody. Thank you all for coming. It means a lot to us. And then it was just kind of, like, quiet for a good, like, 10 seconds. And somebody was like, is that you telling us to leave now? And pardon me. So somebody's like, is that you telling us to leave now? And Jake, well, you don't have to. Well, then everybody gets up and starts leaving. So it's like, as soon as that happens, and everyone that left, and then there was just some other people that stayed to help clean up and then help load Jake's vehicle and my mom's vehicle, and like everything went so fast afterwards. And then take stuff to Jake and Megan's, help them unload all that, and then go to my mom's house, help her unload all that, and then I don't have a vehicle, so I'm sitting there like, okay, I really want to go home and take a nap because I'm so tired. So I think at like 2:30, finally, I got to come home, and like, I just thought it was so funny because we helped Jake and Megan kind of put stuff in an organized fashion out of the way. Ma put everything away. I get home with what I had, and I just dropped it on the floor and went and took a nap. I was like, I can't right now. Everything went, like, it was an overwhelming day for me, but I think it's just, it's my brain and the ADHD in me where it's just like, I can't do the overstimulation, and I've been running off a bad flare-up all week, and it's been crazy, but it's over. So now that just means we're closer to the baby being here, and that's super exciting. So yeah, I'm gonna include in the end of this video what I did end up getting from the baby shower. And I did ask my mom if she had anything from like setup or whatever, and we'll see if she sent anything back. Um, everybody's kind of just been, well, Jake had to work, but everybody's kind of just been chilling today after the events of the weekend. But yeah, so that's this video. We'll get back to other videos. I know Jake's again been asking for more Dark Souls, and I have a couple other games that I'd like to play and get those all figured out, and hopefully we can get back on a decent schedule again. I do enjoy like the Thursday Sunday thing, so we'll get back to it. So that's the end of this video. As always, tell your mom I says hi, and peace out, Girl Scouts.